June 18th, 2012, Monday. Joseph Pringle walked to his first day of summer school. This was not the kind of summer school you had to go to because your grades were suffering, but the kind of school you attended because you wanted to learn. Joseph always thought that architecture and building was fascinating, even addictive. His father was an architect, and Joseph loved Bring Your Child to Work Day, which happened every year in April. Joseph especially liked when he could see the construction sites where his father's ideas were becoming reality. When he found out there were extra summer programs being offered at the junior high school he would be attending next year, he needed to know more. One of the classes available was a course on architecture throughout history. Some 11-year-olds may have thought this type of class to be difficult or boring, but not Joseph. He signed up for the class and would be attending 2 hours a day, twice a week. Nearly all children in Michigan love to play outdoors in the summertime, and children who were forced to attend summer school were no exception. These were the type of older boys who were hanging around the high school and resenting their self-inflicted misfortune. They waited for the doors to open and their punishment to begin. The junior high school was behind the high school. All the schools and the athletic fields in Grand Blanc were on one 80-acre plot. Anyone walking to the junior high school would have to walk past the high school and these unhappy boys. The teens looked up and focused their eyes on Joseph as he walked toward them. His mother dressed him today like she did most days, blissfully nerdy. He was wearing leather shoes, khaki pants, a golf shirt, and carrying a backpack full of books. An above-average-sized boy about 5 feet tall with brown hair and clear blue eyes, he looked neither tough nor cool. As Joseph walked by the older boys, they stared at him, but only said, "Hey." Joseph turned to them and said, "Good morning," back. They did not bother him. No one ever did. Grand Blanc was a small town, and everyone knew who he was. Joseph, like his parents, was what was known as a near miss. With a small amount of superhuman DNA mixed in the gene pool, not all family members had true superpowers. Some near misses didn't have any relatives that were superpowered. These very rare near misses just happened naturally, like Joseph's parents. Near misses could be enhanced in many ways. Some could be stronger, faster, tougher, or smarter than average. Joseph and his immediate family were all of these things. They were known as perfect near misses, enhanced all round but not quite super. Even as a child, his gifts made him as strong and fast as a professional athlete, although as a near miss, he could never be a professional athlete. Almost all sports didn't allow near misses to play. Even so, he didn't think of himself as that special. He was just as good as a human could be and still be human, a perfect human. Joseph sat in front of the class as the teacher began teaching. Architecture through history is what we will be studying. Building materials, advancements. The teacher continued for quite some time. Near the end of class, the teacher said, "We have the opportunity to enter a display in the Grand Blanc Art Fair in 4 weeks. There are model and display categories that we can enter, and I have rules if anyone is interested." Joseph's hand shot up. "I am." The teacher looked around and asked, "Is anyone else interested?" A few hands went up after a pause. "All right, the 4 of you see me after class." That evening, Joseph was setting the table for dinner. His mother had made something Italian that smelled wonderful. She stayed at home and took great care of her family. He liked this because there was always something that smelled wonderful for dinner. Joseph's little brother was running through the house at top speed. For most 8-year-olds, that might not be that fast, but for Joseph's brother Alex, it was dangerously fast. "Stop it! You're going to smash into something," Joseph said loudly. Alex just smiled and continued running in tight circles from room to room. Joseph's mother came into the room with wide eyes and firmly said, "Both of you stop. Alex, stop running around before you break something. Joseph, you're not his parent. Don't give your brother orders." Alex listened to his mother and stopped. He knew from experience that if he didn't listen to his mother, she was fast enough to catch him. After all, she was a near miss too. The front door opened, and Joseph's father had come home from work. Joseph finished placing the last dish on the table and ran to tell him about his first day of class. Joseph's father caught him in mid-air as he leapt across the room and started talking at high speed. "And we talked about the ancient Britons and the roundhouses," Joseph continued without breathing. "And we talked about tools they used to work stone in ancient Greece," and continued. "And we talked about the way people used to waterproof roofs. And we need to go to the craft store tonight," Joseph said. "And the 3 others are going to paint it and write a report and make a backdrop and—" Joseph's father interrupted. Whoa! Who said we're going to the arts and crafts store tonight? We need to, so I can start on my part of the display for the art fair. Joseph continued to explain some things he would need for the task for which he had volunteered. Joseph's father agreed to take him and his brother to the store after they had eaten. After dinner, Joseph, his father, and Alex climbed into the car and headed to the store. Joseph liked spending time with his father. He figured that he understood what it was like to be different. It wasn't that bad being different. It just seemed like he spent a lot of time alone. Sometimes he wished Alex was his twin instead of being 3 years younger. The display is of Roman aqueducts, and I need to cut little stone-looking pieces, and I need a board to put them on, and I need some glue, Joseph said enthusiastically. After some looking, they found all the materials they needed. Alex even found some modeling clay that he wanted. They checked out and headed home. Once Joseph got home, he started to work on his new project. He continued until the third time his parents told him to go to bed.